You're with Julian on the Brown Note, and the universe has centred in on a new epicenter of hypocrisy. And it relates to the tragic death of Kimberley Kitching, the Labour Senator for Victoria. And our politicians and media from the right have finally discovered that there's a big problem with the treatment of women, and it's by 3 women. For some reason. Christina Keneally, Penny Wong, I can't remember who the third one was, I'm just not even going to pay it lip service, to be honest. So she tragically died of a heart attack aged 52, and there has been an outpouring of grief because apparently she was critical that Penny Wong and Keneally and maybe it was Tanya, I don't even care, had been mean to her and got called mean girls. And apparently this is the finally the right wing of our politics and media care about the treatment of women as long as it's by other women. This is like the disgrace of them trying to link her death to what they are saying was bullying is just the most galling crap. They are actually trying to allude to the fact that her heart attack was a result of the mean girls bullying her. Which, of course, it wasn't. Now, the whole mean girls thing is absolute sexist garbage in the first place. I'm trying to find this full names. So it was Keneally, Wong, Gallagher, the mean girls that they've called mean girls. The amazing amount of sexism on display in this is just astonishing. For a start, Kimberley was in a world of astonishingly combative and brutal politics. So apparently this is some unheard of thing that's never happened before, that a politician might actually have enemies or people that don't get along with them. And they've dubbed them the mean girls in the most... It's like these guys, and you can tell how many editors have got women to write these articles. It's so transparent at the Sydney Morning Herald, the Sun Herald, Daily Telegraph. We better get a woman journo to write this garbage. But the idea that they're reducing probably a group of the most capable, intelligent, strong politicians in the country to a trope associated with teenage girls being nasty at school tells you everything you need to know about this story. Only very superior, public, posh boys' school, educated, lifelong misogynists could even come up with that in the first place. But the hypocrisy of these people, there has been an overwhelming tidal wave of liberal and national politicians embroiled up to their necks in misogyny and bullying over these last years. We know there has. We've just got over the latest Grace Tame scandal. We're just hearing about how the alleged rapist of Brittany Higgins is trying to get his case deferred. The staff of the Liberal Party who alleges she was raped inside Liberal offices, and the whole thing covered up by the Liberals. Suddenly all these people care about the treatment of women, as long as it's by other women. This is garbage. Now, if you really care about Kimberley Kitching and the treatment... Kitching, I'm going First World War. You really care about Kimberley Kitching, why don't we go back to her quote, her tweet from the 3rd of September 2018. Whistleblower Liberal MPs Julia Banks, Craig Laundrie and Senator Linda Reynolds have revealed PM Scott Morrison has thugs, standover men and bullies operating in his own Liberal Party room. When will Scott Morrison take action against this? He's ordered an investigation. Scott Morrison's out there today accusing Anthony Albanese of presiding over bullying and sexism. It's not Anthony Albanese who's named by Kimberley Kitching as being a bully, is it? She asked for you to be investigated over bullying Scott Morrison. And the Sydney Morning Herald, they have come out swinging as well. I mean, they're virtually the Liberal Party. They attacked her to get back at her husband, who was a factional power broker. Fairfax attacks Kimberley Kitching to get back at Andrew Landeryou again. They were on her back like mad. And they're now acting like there's this steep problem with the bullying of women in politics. For God's sake. There's two things going on here. One is they want to make out that they've always wanted to make out that it's just politics. That all of this sexism and misogyny is just politics and it's in both parties. And their equivalency is it happens 1,000 times in the Liberal Party, it happens once in the Labour Party, they're the same picture. No, they're not. The systemic sexism, misogyny and the scandals in the Liberal Party start when they're 16 years old, posh boys' schools chanting anti-women slogans on buses, as we've heard with the likes of Christian Porter being called a lifelong misogynist from the age of 16. Remember their Attorney General who got booted out of office because a woman that accused him of rape committed suicide. Virtually the same picture. They want you to believe that there is an equivalence here to dilute what the Liberal Party are and the National Party, and particularly the Liberal Party, which is full of lifelong misogynists. And Labour are not. Just because something happened somewhere once doesn't make it an equivalence. And what happened here, ignoring the absolutely disgusting relationship between her untimely death, age 52 from a heart attack, and saying that she was trying to bully to death by Mean Girls, which is completely disgusting. There is no equivalence here. But there's another side to this as well, which is Kimberley Kitching was kind of one of theirs. So this is probably why they're getting so het up about all of this. This is a woman that allegedly had an affair while married with Andrew Bolt and was buddies with him. News Corp's Andrew Bolt aids and abets his friend Kimberley Kitching. Tony Abbott went to the funeral. She went on holiday with Peter Dutton. There are so many things wrong with this picture. Why would Labour have... why would there not be elements of Labour that would have a problem with someone so connected with Peter Dutton, with Tony Abbott, with Andrew Bolt? Keneally, Wong and Gallagher are our most trustworthy, staunch Labour Party female representatives. Didn't trust Kitching because she was leaking to the Liberal National Party. What can I say? If you're in the Labour Party and holidaying with Peter Dutton, I wouldn't trust you either. This from Mr. Denmore. The big question for me about Kitching is why a right-wing Zionist, US militarist, neo-fascist, far-right Catholic, climate denialist hawk bothered belonging to a social democratic party. She wasn't exactly on the team. From Crikey, thus, Tingle alone pointed out that Kitching lost her place on the party's tactics committee because she leaked to Linda Reynolds that Labour had the info on Brittany Higgins' rape accusation. Kitching claims she was trying to depoliticise it, but she was happy to de facto trade it for political capital with another of her cross-party pro-US colleagues, leaking info on Brittany Higgins back to the Liberal Party from Labour. And you wonder why she had some problems with people in the Labour Party? And the other thing is her husband was one of the most notoriously tough partisan right-wing power brokers. From Crikey, and Andrew Landeryou is quick to throw stones. He used his wife's own funeral to throw stones at his political enemies. That's scummy. He actually did this yesterday, the day of the funeral. But he should recall the glass house he spent the last decade building. For years, the husband of Kimberley Kitching was Labour's right bully-in-chief, using his notorious blog Vex News to defame anyone who crossed his path, earning the nickname Slanderyou, as he hits out at bullying by the cantankerous cabal inside Labour. Is the pot calling the kettle black? I would suggest that is putting it mildly. So this is one of the most disgraceful displays of hypocrisy by the right-wing politicians and media in this country who don't care at all about women being abused, or even in politics women being abused, even staff members being raped, being abused, suddenly care and want to blame some women for doing it. I mean, if you want to out yourselves as misogynists, do it entirely. But king of this hypocrisy, king of this new centre of the universe of hypocrisy is Scott Morrison himself. If there are 3 negative attributes that Scott Morrison has, it's that he's a bully, he's a misogynist, and he goes AWOL every time anything happens. In fact, there are entire websites all about Scotty going AWOL because he doesn't hold a hose mate. He is the most famous politician for going AWOL. Gladys Berejiklian called him an evil bully, and he is now hammering Anthony Albanese for going AWOL and supporting bad treatment of women and bullying against women from Scott Morrison. The guile that you would have to be Scott Morrison and do that is beyond belief. But I don't think any of the public are falling for it. So, yeah, this is actually the epicenter of hypocrisy on probably in the Milky Way.